Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today is Tuesday, but we have got a snapshot, or should I say pre-release, because Minecraft 1.21.5 pre-release 1 is here. That does now mean that the update cycle for 1.21.5 is complete. So in future pre-releases, we will not see any new features. Pre-releases are mainly just for bug fixes and also some changes here and there. Now as for release date, we don't know the release date for this drop yet. We'll probably find out at Minecraft Live, which is scheduled for March 22nd. And we also don't know the name of this drop, which once again will probably be revealed on March 22nd. Now it does also confirm that this is 1.21.5 because a lot of people thought it would be 1.22, but this obviously does confirm that it's not 1.22. As for what they're doing with versions, I don't think that's been specified by a dev, whether they're just going to keep going 1.21 until they get to 0.9 and then go to 1.22, or if the big 1.22 will mark a bigger update at the drops. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But let's now cover what is new within this pre-release. Now let's cover what's new in this pre-release. It's quite small. First off, a few snapshots ago, they made changes to spawn eggs. Spawn eggs now use a different texture depending on what mob they spawn. The texture now closely resembles the mob that it does spawn. Now, if you go to resource packs and programmer art, with this resource pack enabled, you can now get the old spawn eggs back if that's something that you would like. It's really good they've done this because for people who don't like the new spawn eggs, and there are quite a lot of people who don't, now, you can obviously just get the old textures back by simply enabling a resource pack. But one thing to note, it does also enable every single old texture in the game as well. But I would recommend if you do like the old spawn egg textures, just go and get a resource pack offline. But once again, it's there if you would like it. Now also within the patch notes, it says something about they have tweaked the leaf litter block model. I'm not exactly sure what this means. I think it means the hitbox, because as you can see, the hitbox is different now. I believe before it was the same as pink petals, for example. So if I just grab some of them, the pink petals hitbox is like a lot taller. I think that's what it means, but once again, I could be wrong. It just says they've adjusted the block model. Now, bug fix wise, there's a lot of like small issues. For example, the leaf litter multi-part model system is unoptimized, causing render lag. This is now fixed within this update, so leaf litter should be less laggy, I guess. They've also fixed a bug where Minecraft uses several times more VRAM than needed after exploring terrain for a while. This is once again now fixed. There's also a bug where baby farm animals from spawn eggs with a variant differing from the parent flashes the wrong variant initially. And I think this is just if you was to, for example, give this a certain spawn egg. So if I was to quickly just give myself. So if I was to give myself a cow spawn egg and then give the cow variant of, let's just say, cold. Or let's just give it the warm variant. So now this spawn egg right here will always spawn a warm cow. There was a bug where if you was to click it on like a cold cow, for a split second it would show as the wrong variant. But you can now see that is fixed. There was also a bug where the cow's ears were improperly mirrored and aligned. That is now also fixed, so they should match up more. There is also a bug where with the programmer art texture pack enabled, sheep wool would use the 1.14 textures. So now if we once again was to enable this resource pack, and then we was to take a look at sheeps, I think it means like actual sheeps, you can now see that they use the older textures, and when shearing them they also now use the older texture. One thing to note though is, do they still show the colour underneath them when they are dyed? They do still show the colour even if you are using the programmer art, which I guess is really cool. Now some more bug fixes. In last snapshot they added a new game rule called TNT explodes, and this is by default set to true. If you set this to false, you cannot ignite TNT within your world. Well, there was a bug where you could still ignite TNT minecarts, and that is apparently now patched. So let's quickly just give it a go, and let's see. So if I grab a redstone power source, I guess a redstone torch works. So now if I send this off, if it goes over that, you can see it doesn't get ignited. And there was also a bug where you could still ignite TNT from dispensers. That is now also patched if you have the TNT explodes game rule set to false. So if I was to do this, as you can see, it now just fails the dispenser. I'm guessing it also fails with the TNT minecarts, but we are going to test that. It doesn't fail, it does dispense it, but it obviously doesn't dispense it powered. Now there is also a bug where TNT was completely deleted when attempting to ignite it using redstone pulses. When the TNT explodes, Gamerule is disabled. I'm not too sure what this means, I'm guessing it just meant the block was deleted. But I guess it being deleted didn't really matter, but I'm guessing they obviously don't want you losing items, so the TNT should now remain. A lot of bug fixes to do with this game rule. There is now also a sound when you try to ignite the TNT, but it seems like this is still not the case, because if I try to ignite it, there is still no flint and steel sound effect, as you can hear. Okay, it seems like it does play, but just when the TNT actually vanishes, which you saw right there. This is a good bug fix. If you was to have a prime TNT that was exploding and you was to set the game rule to false while it was exploding, before this update it would explode as normal. But now you can see it is deleted if you change the game rule while it is primed, which once again, you can see it just vanishes. Now there are a few more bug fixes, which I'm not going to mention, they are just small minor ones, but once again you can check out the patch notes linked in the description if you do want to do that. The final thing I want to talk about in this is, once again, pre-releases release more regular than just Wednesdays. I will cover them when I feel the need, because pre-releases are a lot smaller, so I don't think there's a need to cover every single pre-release. I'll probably cover them grouped into pre-release 2 and 3, but it all depends on how big the pre-releases are. Now there are also some technical changes in this update as well. They have updated the resource pack version to 55, and they've also got arguments and commands that accept inline values like loot tables, and then you can see some right here have been reverted to accept numbers in place of booleans. And you can see the reason they've made that change can be seen right here. The original change happened because we moved away from NBT, and it seems like there was just some issues they had to fix with this system. There is then also a network protocol for the client-bound player chat. Packets now contains an index increasing for every message sent to the client. It seems like it now just counts how many times you send a message within the chat. And you can see right here, for every message, the server will increase that value by 1. If this value updates in an unexpected way, the client will disconnect. That's kind of weird, but I'm guessing that's probably because of something behind the scenes. And you can see why they've made that change right here. So as the protocol requires that every chat message packet reaches the client, the goal is to enable faster detection of missed/reordered chat messages. And then once again, there is another thing about it right here, which you can pause the video to read if you would like to. And that is it within this pre-release. Once again, there is just a few bug fixes. There is one change and then technical changes. It's pretty cool to see that we are now in pre-releases for 1.21.5, so every feature that was added during the 1.21.5 snapshots will be fully released within the next month or so. But once again, we'll find out more about that on March 22nd. We should find out the release date and also the name of the update. But once again, do not expect any new features from now on. As soon as they start the next snapshot cycle, that is when new features will be added. But anyway, if you enjoyed, do like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.